We invited Little Royal himself over to talk to us this morning. Good morning.
Oh, I feel good.
You feel good? I hope you feel better than I do.
What I did last night, Robin, is when all these wonderful people at WHVL came over last night, and we had such a wonderful time, I couldn't help it. I had to come with that in my mind. I had to sleep with it. Woke up, first I woke up right 8-something this morning, so thinking about you wonderful people, and we had just a great time up at the Executive Club, and we're going to be there through Saturday. And all the wonderful people, Robin, you know what? You're a good dancer.
I had a good time, I can tell you that. That's what it's all about. We did have a good time, and you are an excellent group. I mean, if anybody out there last night that didn't get a chance to come last night, they should definitely check you out this weekend. You're the best I've seen around in a long time.
Well, we try. I believe in one thing with our whole heart, soul, and body is try to, when you do a show, and my entire group, we believe in going up there to go to work. That's what we do. When they hit that stage, they go to work. If you noticed, everybody in the group, Linda, a female vocalist, Dave Cole, guitar, Dave Mail, and the whole entire group, they go up there with their mind and to do it. And then when it's time for me to go up, I got to do it, too. So we do it from our heart.
Well, you can tell that, you know. You can tell it. It certainly shows. You've been in the music business for a long time. What, 17 years?
Well, we've been traveling for 17 years.
Okay. When did you have your first hit?
My first hit was in 72. A lot of our, well, I say 73, we recorded in 72. So our first million was Jealous, and we just kept going from there. We had 2 gold albums. And then we laid off for a while, and then we met, I got a new manager, Ron Weathers. In fact, the band is from Nashville. And then we did Groovin' last year, and that turned out to be a hit for us, too. So we've been doing it for quite a while. 17 years, I guess you look back, it's been a little while.
Yeah, quite a little while. A million seller, that must have netted a lot of cash.
Really? Well, you know what, Robin, we had the first million and didn't even realize it. You know, you have a hit record and didn't realize it was a hit. And all of a sudden, calls and everything got coming in and said, hey, man, you got a gold record. And they didn't even realize it, and it was, and then we went right back with about 2 or 3 in a row.
What did that million seller do for you as a person? Did it change you in any way, change your style of music, or it's bound to have had some type of impact on your life?
Well, yeah, it changed my style to a certain extent, because before you had a record, as always somebody that you admire entertainers, right? So James Brown is my half brother. I didn't ever try to be like him. We just on a half, but I did a lot of his songs, and I drew people and did all the big auditoriums like everybody else. But when I did get a million seller record, that made it be Little Royal. You begin to recognize Little Royal. I could reverse myself around as me. And then I wanted to create my own dance. Then I came back with the second song, which is Luck, with a dance called Razor Blade. So it made me invent my own dance. So that kind of made me be me. But for it's been a person to change attitudes and things like that, no different. I'm the same person. I didn't change from that, but it changed me to have the style of Little Royal.
Well, talk about good dancers. You are a good dancer. Maybe you can give me some tips. You certainly are limber out there on the floor, and you show so much charisma. It just really, I think it kind of feeds over across the audience. Speaking of influences, did anybody or any one particular audience influence anything in your life? Did they influence your style? Did you have any idols as you were growing up?
Yes, I would think that my idol, see, I was raised in gospel before I got into this, and I've always had the gospel feeling about things that I do. I always feel a gospel thing about it, and I'll always will. But I think the people that, number one, I have to say that they gave me the energy just looking at him motivate so hard and so strong was James. I used to be around him a lot, and he used to motivate so hard, and just the business part they had about him, he gave me a lot. And then from there, a good friend of mine, Wilson Pickett, I watched them, then on into Aretha Franklin, and another good friend of mine, Wayne Coughlin, you know. I watched them, and they was really strong, and it gave me that. See those people put out so strong, it just made me feel that, hey, I got to go out there and do it myself. And that gave me a lot. And then trusting in God, I put God in front, and that gives me the power.
Well, that sounds good. I'll tell you, you look remarkably like James Brown. I'm sure people tell you that all the time.
Every day.
Every day. Well, he does. If you haven't seen him, you'll have to, so you can see that. You know, you have, like I said before, so much charisma on the stage. I mean, you are one of the most up performers I have ever seen. And I know the music industry has such a stigma as far as musicians doing drugs and drinking a lot of booze and that type of bad reputation, just like disc jockeys.
Right.
But you've reputed all of that. I mean, you do know drugs. You do not drink. Is that correct?
Yes, this is something that I thank God that that I didn't get into. Drugs. Well, everybody, when you was a teenager, I used to slip around and drink and smoke some cigarettes. But after I grew up, I was able to do what I want to do. I didn't want to do it. Not that I think that I'm better than anybody. It's not that kind of thing at all. But I would say to the whole entire world and to the listeners that's listening to WHVL right now and to the kids out there, drugs is not where it is. You know, I don't deal with it, period. I don't lie in my show at all. We don't do that. I don't lie drinking during working hours, period. So we try to live a clean life because I believe that if you're an entertainer like DJs, you send a message out to the people, and people look at you, and when I go on that stage, I go up there with a clean mind to go up there to perform to please the people. But I can't please them if I'm on drugs. So I don't want that. I do it with a clean heart.
Well, you certainly do that. What makes you so up?
I tell you what to do. If I don't go on stage, and this is true, before I leave my hotel room, I pray and ask God to give me strength. And when I go to the gig, I just ask Him to give us strength. And everybody that comes to see me, I tell you what I do, Robin. I pray to God to let people feel something that when I sing, not like of drinking the people in the audience, but feel something from the heart that we did something to make them enjoy themselves. And, you know, just feel good. And I've had a lot of people tell me, say, you know what? We was feeling a little down, but since we caught your show, we feel much better. And that's the kind of thing that I try to send out a message to make a person feel good within.
Amen to that, because you certainly do make the crowd feel good. Little Royal, we'll come back with you in just a few minutes and talk to you. I'd like to talk to you about someone that is kind of a classic guy in the music world, Jimi Hendrix, and you told me last night you knew him.
Yes, well, I'll be waiting right here.
Okay.
If you ever change your mind about leaving me behind, then won't you bring your sweet love, bring it on to me. Oh yeah, you make me cry when you left, but you only hurt yourself. But you know what? But if you bring your sweet love, bring it on to me. Oh yeah, I'll give you jewelry and all my money, and that ain't all I'll do for you. But you know what?
WHBL, the Music AM, with Little Royal, 24 minutes after 11 o'clock. You're still awake. Well, that's good. I'm beginning to feel like I'm slowly going downhill. Jimi Hendrix, what about him? You said you knew him. In fact, you were even telling Terry Allen and I last night that he owed you some money.
Well, Jimmy, I knew Jimmy for a long time. He once was a guitar player with Wilson Pickett, which is a very dear friend of mine. And then he was a guitar player with Little Richard. In fact, I saw them just before they went over in New York, before he went over to England and got his break. And I know he was a really nice guy. He's a heck of a nice guy. I just sorry that he got messed up in the drugs thing. That I think it's just success hit so strong that he just didn't know where to go. He was backed up against the wall. But I was really sorry, but he was a heck of a nice guy. I loved him. He was a great guy and out-of-sight musician, you know, and he arranged all of his stuff, and he was really great, you know, and I really hate that happened the way it did, but he was a good guy. I think he owed me $2, but
I guess you can forget that now.
Yes, I forget it.
There have been a lot of musicians that have come out in the past few years, like the Commodores, the
Right.
Jacksons, so on and so forth. They were just, I mean, they hadn't even gotten started when you were around. Do you think you've influenced them at all?
Well, I would say the Commodores was around. It was the Commodores and I, we used to do gigs together and follow the same circuit before any of us had any hit records. So they was around, you know, and we was, before we got hit records. Jackson's wasn't, they was just younger kids. But you take like the Commodores, the Ohio Players, Wilson Pickett, all of us, we traveled the same roads. It's like, say, a lot of groups, singers have came out and had overnight success. I didn't. We didn't have one. We paid some dues. And I think paying the dues is better because you pay the dues, you know the rough roads, you know the easy roads, and you know when you get on really the good smoothing road. So you have a chance to cope with things that's going along. But a lot of entertainers who came out and just had a boom overnight success, then success hits you so hard you don't know which way to go, and you get backed up against the wall. So I think paying the dues is better. And
You appreciate it more.
Oh, yes, I'm glad I paid the dues.
That was Little Royal yesterday. How about Little Royal today? What's it all about?
Well, Little Royal today, now I think it's been entertainment for 17 years. It's been an education for me. You can imagine over 17 years how many people I've had on my staff. And often I've learned how to talk or deal with anybody. You know, and by doing this in club owners or wherever I go, auditoriums, I know how to, everybody's not the same, but I've learned how to deal with them. Same as we came in here to the executive. When we had driven and been up all night, 2 days and hadn't had any rest, we came in, the people there met Rick, they were so wonderful. And it just made you feel at home. We went on stage that night, we was tired, but we went to work like it was, and they just great people. So, Little Royal today, a few more years, what I would go to is I would really wouldn't retire from music, but I think I would go to producing and produce gospel. Once I retire from this, I would just produce gospel because that is really my background, and I love gospel. You can't beat the old gospel.
Well, right now we're going to sit back and enjoy you as you are now because you are definitely the greatest.
Well, I would like to say this to all of the people in the home. You're riding along, whatever you're doing. When you want to be happy and be cool, stay tuned to WHVL, The Robin Show.
Can we get that on tape? Little Royal, I am just really thrilled that you consented to come here today. We've enjoyed talking to you, and more than that, I enjoyed your show so much last night. I want to come back.
Well, I tell you what, it's a pleasure to see all of you wonderful people, and all of the jocks that came down from this wonderful station. It's some wonderful people, and I said last night in the club that when I met all of you, when you came in, it was just a warm feeling. You all are some wonderful people, and I would like to say to everybody that's listening to this wonderful station, these people in this station are together. So when you want to be happy, and tell all your friends, if you're sad, just turn your radio to WHVL. They're going to wake you up.
And go to the Executive Club and see Little Royal. Once again, I want to thank you. I want to thank you for helping make WHVL Hump Night at the Executive Club
Thank
the
you.
success that it was last night, because without you there to help pull us through, it wouldn't have been as big a success as it was, and we hope to see you around more.
Thank you. We'll be right here.
Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, Little Royal with his latest hit, Groovin'.
Pleasure.
I couldn't get away too soon. And when you're on the beach, you tell them,